You know, there's a reason so many scary stories are set in a cabin in the woods. But we're not just here to tell you one of those stories. No, we're going to dissect why this specific setup is so unbelievably good at tapping into our deepest fears. Let's really break down the anatomy of what makes these stories tick. So let's just start with the biggest question of all, the one that frames this entire experience. Why does this specific setting get under our skin so well? I mean, it's way more than just a horror movie cliché. It's like a perfect storm of psychological triggers all hitting us at once. And the power of this setting? Well, it really just boils down to a simple checklist of primal human fears. First up, you've got isolation. You are miles from society, and nobody is coming to help you. Then, of course, there's darkness, which plays on that deep fear of what you can't see. And finally, the dense forest itself represents the great unknown, a place where any kind of predator, animal, or otherwise could be hiding anywhere. This is the basic toolkit every good cabin in the woods story uses. Okay, so to see how this toolkit really works in practice, we're going to walk through one specific chilling account. And it all starts in a place that's supposed to be a sanctuary, a place of peace. Our story centers on a 17-year-old kid back in 2010. His father had just passed away, and the family was getting ready to sell their beloved cabin. So you see, he's not just going to some random place in the woods. He's going back to a location that's absolutely steeped in memories of a happier time, which makes him emotionally vulnerable right from the get-go. And this right here is the absolute key, his motivation. He's not looking for a thrill. He's looking for closure. He is trying to replace the fresh pain of loss with one final good memory of this special place he shared with his dad. This emotional stake is exactly what makes the horror that is about to unfold feel so deeply personal and so much more unsettling. Now the cabin itself is a fantastic example of this whole setup. It's a total paradox. The back half is literally dug into the mountain. It feels fortified, secure, with almost no windows. But the front, it's all glass, wide open to the world, with a big second-floor balcony. It gives you these incredible views, but it also makes you feel completely exposed. And right out front, there's this one prominent tree with a large branch about 20 feet up, almost like a natural perch. Definitely remember that tree. Alright, so now we get into the rising action. For the first 2 days, everything's peaceful. Totally normal. He's playing video games, just enjoying the solitude. It's exactly what he came for. But then, on day 3, the whole atmosphere starts to shift. The tension doesn't just appear out of nowhere, right? It builds step by step. First, in the middle of the day, he finds a fresh set of footprints circling the house in new snow. They're not his. He kind of brushes it off, but that seed of unease has been planted. Then, that night, his dog, Midnight, gets super agitated, just staring laser-focused at the dark tree line, refusing to relax. And the final straw. He's lying in his second-floor bed, and he hears these distinct footsteps right above his head, on the roof. And they don't sound human, they sound like hooves. So picture this, he's totally isolated, it's the dead of night, and something is walking on his roof. Despite being terrified, he knows he has to see what's out there. And this right here is the moment everything changes. He works up his courage, unlocks the sliding glass door, and steps out onto that cold balcony. The first thing he does is look up at the roof, but there's nothing there. No animal, no footprints he can see from this angle. For a split second, there's this wave of relief. Maybe he just imagined it. So, just to be sure, he takes out his flashlight and starts scanning the area. He sweeps the beam from the roofline out over the dark, dense woods. His dog is down below, still totally fixated on that same tree line from earlier. He keeps scanning, sweeping that lonely beam of light across the silent trees. And then the light lands on that sitting tree. And there, 20 feet off the ground, a figure is crouched on that branch. He sees it's a man, an unnaturally tall man. His mouth is open and he is staring, unblinking, directly at the boy. A perfect predator, just watching from its perch. And here's the detail that'll really get you. The proximity. This isn't some distant, vague shape in the dark. This is close, less than 50 yards away. Close enough to see every single terrifying detail. He completely panics, of course, and drops his flashlight. The world just goes black for a second. He's scrambling, fumbling for it. He picks it back up and shines it on the branch again. But now, there's nothing there. The man has just vanished. He scrambles back inside, slams the door shut, and locks it. The initial shock is over, but the terror. Oh, the terror is just beginning. What happens next is a long, slow night of pure psychological warfare. A methodical torment that proves the threat is still right there, just outside the glass. As he's hiding in his bed, he hears it. A single finger just tapping on the front door. Then it stops. A moment later, it starts again, but this time on the side wall of the cabin. It moves to the small bathroom window at the back, then to the other side wall. This presence is slowly, deliberately circling the house, almost like it's testing it. And then it makes its way to the balcony door, just a pane of glass away from him. And finally, back to the roof, right above his head again. And this isn't just a quick scare. The tapping goes on for hours. It's this relentless, tortuous reminder that he is not alone. He is trapped. His sanctuary has become a cage, and something is hunting him from the outside. He doesn't sleep for a second. When the sun finally rises, the tapping stops. The nightmare seems to be over. But the morning light reveals the chilling physical evidence of what happened that night. He finally gets the courage to open the curtains and finds footprints all over his balcony. Looking down, he sees what he describes as a racetrack of footprints, circling the entire cabin over and over and over again. The tracks come from that sitting tree and they lead back into the deep woods. It was all real. So, what in the world was out there? You're really left with two possibilities, right? Was it a human? I mean, an incredibly cruel and unbelievably agile person playing a horrific prank on a vulnerable kid? Or was it something else? Something that could scale a 20-foot tree without making a sound, walk on a roof like it was solid ground, and vanish in the blink of an eye. Ultimately, the boy just packed his things and left, never going back. The cabin was sold. And this story, it just perfectly illustrates the anatomy of our fear. It uses isolation, darkness, and the unknown to turn a place of happy memories into a cage. Because in the end, it doesn't really matter if it was a man or a monster. The terrifying truth is that for one long night, someone or something was out there in the dark, watching, waiting, and tapping at the glass. Thanks for watching.